Ever wondered why cybersecurity experts swear by pen testing tools? Let's dive into the world of pen testing, short for penetration testing, and unravel its significance. These tools are the knights in shining armor for cybersecurity professionals, providing a crucial line of defense against security breaches. Imagine pen testing tools as your personal digital detectives, tirelessly working to identify vulnerabilities within a system. They scan, they probe, and they uncover weak spots that attackers could potentially exploit. But their job doesn't end there. Once these vulnerabilities are identified, pen testing tools aid in strengthening security measures. They provide insights and recommendations on how to fortify the weak spots, bolstering the system's defenses against future attacks. In the vast and constantly evolving digital landscape, pen testing tools are indispensable. They help prevent potential breaches, ensuring the integrity of systems and safeguarding valuable data. Without these tools, maintaining a robust cybersecurity infrastructure would be akin to navigating uncharted waters without a compass. So, what are these pen testing tools we've been talking about? Well, think of pen testing tools as the Swiss Army knife of cybersecurity. These tools are designed to help us probe, diagnose, and ultimately strengthen our defenses against cyber threats. Let's delve a little deeper into some of these tools. First up, we have scanners. Scanners are the reconnaissance soldiers of the digital world. They map out the terrain, identifying open ports, services, and systems on a network. It's like having a bird's eye view of a fortress, showing us where the walls are strong and where they might be vulnerable. This information is vital for any subsequent steps in a penetration test. Next, we have password crackers. Now, don't let the name fool you. These aren't tools for breaking into systems illegally. Rather, they're used to test the strength of passwords within our own systems. Just as a locksmith might test a lock to ensure it can't be easily picked, password crackers test passwords to ensure they can't be easily guessed or brute-tuned. Moving on, we have intrusion detection systems, or IDS for short. These are our vigilant sentinels, constantly monitoring network traffic for any signs of a cyber attack. An IDS can detect suspicious activity, such as an unusually large amount of data being transferred or repeated login attempts, and alert us to possible threats. Finally, we come to packet sniffers. These tools allow us to eavesdrop on network traffic. They can capture and analyze data packets, providing valuable insight into what's happening on our network at any given moment. It's like having a microscope to examine the digital DNA of our systems. In summary, scanners map the digital terrain, password crackers test the strength of our locks, intrusion detection systems keep a watchful eye for threats, and packet sniffers examine the minute details of network traffic. Each tool has its strengths, and together they form a formidable defense against cyber threats. Now, how do you use these tools to secure your systems? Let's dive right in. First, let's talk about scanners. Scanners are your first line of defense. They crawl through your systems, searching for vulnerabilities that could be exploited. When using a scanner, you'll want to pay attention to its reports. These reports detail potential weak points in your security, and understanding them is crucial. They might seem intimidating at first, but don't worry. With time and practice, you'll learn to interpret them effectively. Next up, we have password crackers. Now, these are not tools for hacking into systems, but rather for improving your security. They work by attempting to crack or guess your passwords, helping you understand how strong or weak they are. To use a password cracker, simply input your passwords and let the tool do its job. If it manages to crack your password quickly, it's a sign you need to strengthen it. Remember, the harder it is for the password cracker, the harder it is for potential intruders. Finally, we move on to intrusion detection systems, or IDS. These are like the watchtowers of your cyber fortress, constantly monitoring traffic to detect any suspicious activity. Using an IDS involves setting it up on your network and then regularly checking the logs it generates. These logs will alert you to any unusual activity, allowing you to respond promptly and effectively. Each of these tools has a specific role to play in your cybersecurity strategy. They're not standalone solutions, but they work together to create a comprehensive defense. The scanner identifies vulnerabilities, the password cracker tests your password strength, and the IDS monitors for any signs of intrusion. Remember, these tools are only as effective as the person using them. It's not enough to simply have them. You need to understand them, use them regularly, and respond to their findings. It's a continuous process of learning, adapting, and improving. Understanding how to use these tools is key to maximizing their benefits. And that's what makes you not just a user, but a master of cybersecurity. Let's take a moment to recap what we've learned. Pen testing tools, in their myriad forms, serve as the backbone of our cybersecurity infrastructure. Their role is paramount in ensuring the safety and security of our digital environment. With these tools, we can identify vulnerabilities, exploit weaknesses, and ultimately, protect our systems from potential cyber threats. These tools come in a variety of types, each serving a unique purpose in the grand scheme of cyber defense. Vulnerability scanners, for instance, help us detect and diagnose the weak points in our systems. They act as our first line of defense, identifying potential entry points for cyber attackers. On the other hand, exploitation tools allow us to simulate attacks on our systems. By doing so, we can better understand how an attacker might breach our defenses and take appropriate steps to prevent such an event. Next, we have web application scanners. These tools are instrumental in scrutinizing the security of web applications. They check for common vulnerabilities like SQL injection and cross-site scripting, helping us safeguard our applications from such threats. Then, we have wireless scanners. As the name suggests, these tools are used to test the security of wireless networks. They can detect weak encryption methods, poor passwords, and other security vulnerabilities that could potentially compromise the safety of the network. Lastly, password cracking tools are used to test the strength of passwords. They can identify weak or easily guessable passwords, prompting us to change them to more secure ones. Learning to use these tools effectively is a skill in itself. It requires a keen understanding of cybersecurity principles, a knack for problem solving, and a persistent curiosity about how things work. Remember, these tools are not just for cybersecurity professionals. Anyone with an interest in safeguarding their digital environment can and should learn to use these tools effectively. With these tools at your disposal, you're well equipped to safeguard your systems against cyber threats.